Peter and Chip and Colby.
Guess what?
What?
The Most High made me like Samson.
Black. Strong, black, handsome.
You just ruined it. The Most High made me like Samson.
This advertisement says black really big.
The Most High made me like Samson. Strong, black, handsome. Keep the trigger finger ready on that handgun. Keep the red beam steady on that Klansman. We're about to catch a murder charge. I'm on that man one. Death before dishonor. I reject the scorch your honor. You've yet to show the honor. Do the death of Eric Garner. Perhaps if he was smarter, maybe tried a little harder. Philando would have made it home and father to his daughter. Now you call it law and order when you call it. Y'all don't know about that. Y'all don't know about that.
You don't know nothing about that.
You don't know nothing about that. I bet you want to hear that actual song. You want us to publish it? We're not going to.
There's a good reason why.
Shout out to Deacon Haka. This is week number 4 of their avoidance of your boy.
Oh boy.
I'm petty, huh? Can you imagine growing up with me?
No, honestly.
And losing to me?
Honestly, no.
Or even having to face me. Even if you're going to win, it was going to be disastrous and hellish. Hellish!
But if I was your sister, if I would have gone after you and started hitting you, would you have hit me back?
No. No, I'd never hit you. But I'd get one of my girls to go after you.
You would have?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Oh my word, that would have made me so mad.
Yeah, that's why I would have done it.
Oh!
I'd have said, don't hurt her too bad. But make sure you tell her to be respectful to me. Huh?
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah.
That is petty. Your own sister?
I am like next level petty. People have no idea. I'm not the one. There's no limits.
I don't think you would. I don't believe that. Because I think that we would have had a decent relationship with brother and sister.
We would have.
And I don't think that you would have sent some girl to beat me up.
But if you'd have put your hands on me, knowing very well I'm not going to put my hands on you, there's different ways to get got, sister.
You wouldn't have wrestled back?
No, I wouldn't have. Like, what, like, are we playing?
No.
Or like you smack me in the face?
I'm a little bit mad, and I'm going after you a little bit.
I would just tell you to relax. Hey, relax, sorry, relax, baby, chill out. But if you'd have went,
no, I never slapped anybody in the face.
I'd have been like, word, all right, hey,
shoot,
come
babe.
here, hey, yo, hey.
Hey, you're gonna need to plug this in, babe.
Number 4, I need you to go and check this bra.
Number 4. I never slapped anybody in the face.
Good. Then we'd have got along swimmingly. Huh?
No, because you would have made me mad with your...
Yeah, I would have made you very angry because you're very competitive.
Yeah, you...
And so am I, but I'd have beat you. I'd have pretty much beat you in everything.
Oh, my word.
No, I would have.
Whatever.
I'd have been better than you in everything.
I would have been better than you in everything.
I would have, except for being a woman. You were there. But other than that, I've been better than you in everything.
Oh, my gosh. You would be, honestly, I really think that we would have been like...
We'd have fought like cats and dogs.
Yeah.
But if somebody would have ever messed with you, whoo, it'd be some problems.
But you would have been my big brother. I always wanted a big brother.
There'd have been problems if anybody messed with you, that's for sure.
But you wouldn't have called me babe. In that reenactment, you called me babe. You wouldn't have called your little sister babe.
Yeah, Tom Brady calls everybody babe.
He does?
Yeah.
Well, that's weird.
That's not a thing.
Don't take my headphones.
Babe's more like, when I call you babe, it's more like a friend thing. It's not a thing. Sorry.
Well, thanks for taking away the one last thing I had.
Yeah, except as your belly's poking out with our child. Little thing like that.
No, I actually thought that was one of those romantic-y things. I like romance. Now I realize.
You do, but you always ruin romance. So. You do.
You know what happened?
You ruined. No.
When am I going to release that video?
I'll handle it later. All right. Typo negative. Well, hey guys, we're a reaction channel. Typo negative. This is from which alliance is this?
This is the core.
This is the core. Shout out to the big homie Jay the Spirited.
Yeah, he's the one that picked this one.
This is the big homie. All right.
Much love to you.
Much love to the big homie.
I do like some typo.
She loves her some typo. Let's do it.
Yep, there are certain moods.
All right, that's enough.
That are perfect.
Nobody wants to freaking know. Let's go.
Type. You don't know that.
I know.
Go. It's already begun.
This part I like.
Desire. Is there no difference between women and fire?
This is an interesting case study in changing times, because a song like this, it was written in '91.
Yeah.
There's no way in hell
You could put something like this now.
you could write a song like that with those lyrics and that shit going off in the background. There's no way you'd be able to do that now.
No.
And I think that's a good thing.
I totally agree.
The irony of hearing this song after the Gillette commercial is very interesting.
And it's exactly what I was thinking of.
You know, and these are the same people that go, what? And I know what people are going to say in the comment section, because this happens all the time. Just take it for what it is. You didn't really mean that. Da 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 da. Of course, we're talking. I'm assuming you're reacting to the jackhammer rape phrase.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the jackhammer going off in the background.
And the girl screaming.
Yeah. Now, I'm sure, I know exactly what's going to happen. People are going to say you're literalizing that, yada, 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 yada. Okay. Public service announcement. I don't believe that Peter Steele literally meant that that should happen to a woman. I don't believe that Peter Steele has ever done something like that or even done anything close like that to a woman. However, the fact that that imagery is used means something.
Yeah, but I don't usually look at this side thing, but it said Peter Steele himself explained in an interview that it was directed toward one person in particular, that is his ex-girlfriend. So...
It just seems to me like being a black person up here, you know, people will be nice in your face and all that, but if you really piss them off, then all of a sudden it'll come out. And I was mad, and it seems like it's like that's in reserve until you're really, really angry.
Yep.
And so it's like, I don't give a fuck what happened in the breakup.
No, I know.
Like that type of imagery to me is the reason why, in my opinion, we still need feminism.
Yeah.
And millions of people, I just, it's like you can't.
I just think it was over the top, completely over the top as far as what he was saying. And lifeblood combines with semen. You're screaming my laughter. Like to even I don't understand like even making a song that would describe those sorts of things.
I just like dudes not being able to handle female rejection.
Yeah.
And I understand that you don't literally mean that. And I understand, but my thing is, why is that even a category in your mind to express how you feel about a girl breaking up with you? Like I've been pretty deeply wounded by some women in my life. That's never popped into my head, that type of imagery.
Yeah.
So I think that it's like, and then when women stand up in an organizational way or in an institutional way and say this is a problem, that you men have an issue, now all of a sudden there's a war on men. So what are they supposed to do?
Yeah.
Just grow up hearing shit like this and be okay with it and be normalized and not supposed to speak out against it?
If I was the ex-girlfriend and then he wrote it, that's like so intrusive.
And then millions
of make a song about
it. And then millions of people are singing that song and cheering when that shit goes on and he's talking about, you know,
that's so
jackhammer raping you.
That's so disgusting. He obviously like, I mean, I think the reason that he can write other songs that I like really enjoy is because he's obviously a disturbed person with probably some sexual issues. But I was like, I'm a fan.
Yeah, and I think you're still going to be a fan after.
But this song, no, I'm not okay with this.
But the thing is that he was raised in a certain milieu where that was normalized and okay. Mm-hmm. And you're okay to do that shit in public. Now, they'll crucify you if you do some shit like this in public. And I'm glad that they've crucified you, because you should be.
Yeah,
But so eventually we're gonna just look at the song for what it is, because I understand that that's not the sum total of the entire song. But I just have to say, when Sori or Gen G or the other feminists in our group are saying we still need feminism, and when you have people in public making men uncomfortable to be sexual deviants. There's a reason for it. These things don't happen in a vacuum. You gotta be comfortable. You gotta have a certain level of comfort to write stuff and put stuff out there to the public.
Absolutely.
You gotta be comfortable doing that. And I think that I think now you would never be able to write a song like this. And I think a lot of that has to do with, sorry fellas, Me Too, women like Sori, women like Gen G calling us on our bullshit. If a girl hurts your feelings, you don't get to look. Here's what I'm gonna say, something very controversial, but this has to do with my Christianity. You don't get to fantasize about raping her.
Yeah.
Even the thought is terrible. The fact that you don't do it doesn't absolve you from guilt. If that is your kind of default, then look, I'm not gonna judge you and say you're a horrible person. I just think you need to get help, and I think you need to understand that that's not normal. And it would be, both of us we feel a real responsibility. We're about 19 million people who have seen our stuff. So I'm not gonna look at those lyrics and just brush by them and say, oh, I want you to understand. And I'm sure we're gonna lose subscribers, but I want you to understand that's not normal. And it's not healthy, and you need help.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're a horrible person. I'm saying you need help if that's the imagery that goes into your head when you think about a girl who's hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
And I think that if we didn't say anything about it, we just said, oh, well, whatever, then we wouldn't be doing our duty. If one person looking at this realizes, okay, I need to maybe rethink something, then it's worth losing 50 subscribers. And I mean that.
Yeah, I agree.
But I just think that if you can get out of the emotionalism of me saying something bad about your favorite artist, or if you can get out of the being triggered at ignoring these types of topics, all I would say to you is, this is exactly when these people are talking about toxic masculinity or whatever,
like that.
This is exactly what they're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
You got rejected, so now you want to do some violent shit to degrade and hurt and destroy
and dominate
this woman.
Yeah.
It's not cool. It's not normal.
No.
We're going to get into the song review, and I'm going to be able to review the song objectively. But this is a public service announcement. And again, a lot of this is about understanding each other. We have to understand what these women are saying. And if you came up in the metal world and you heard song after song like this, as a woman, and everybody's just acting like this is normal shit, because this dude has a lot of female fans.
Oh, yeah.
There have been ways that women have been able to reconcile loving their favorite band while hearing misogynistic shit like this.
Yep.
And I don't think they should have to. And thank God, because of the work of a lot of these feminazis, quote unquote, the next generation of metalhead women won't have to hear this shit.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, if there was a song, okay, so somebody wrote a song, let's say they ran into a situation with a black guy and the black guy did something to them, would that be okay if he talked about, nigger, I'm gonna string you up and then you'll be swinging from a tree? Like, would we say, oh yeah, but let's see it for what it is? We wouldn't say that. At least the people I know in the village wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
They'd be like, "Yo, this is crazy. I can't believe you had to go to a show where somebody was saying that."
Yeah.
And then there was a sound effect of a rope being tied to a tree and somebody swinging from a tree as he's saying, "Nigger, you're swinging from a tree." Would that be okay? Would you tell me, "Oh, just see it for what it is"?
No.
Oh, it's just metaphor. Oh, he doesn't mean it. But women have had to go to these shows and hear this shit. You don't think that has any? All right.
No, it's not okay.
It's not good. It's not normal. It's not okay.
And I don't feel like it's like that I'm being like overly sensitive to it, because like at the beginning I was fine with the beginning lyrics where it says,
Yeah.
There's no pain like that of desire. There's no difference between woman and fire. One burns the spirit, the other burns the flesh.
Sure.
Is sex worth the price of certain death? I was totally fine with all that stuff because I can see where he's coming from. I mean, the same could be true of both sexes. It's really a human
Sure.
nature thing.
Yeah.
even the second one, open her loins and into the hearth. I actually found that kind of mildly entertaining because I can see how, he was basically getting sucked into the sexual aspect of her, but at the same time she burned him badly, obviously. Don't let her flames consume your heart.
Yeah, I all that stuff is good and in bounds, and then he went off the rails.
Yep.
Lifeblood combines the same, and you're screaming my laughter, and then I give to thee jackhammer. Yeah. All right, so we've said what we had to say about that. It's not cool. It's not normal. It's not good. If those images frequently pop in your head, get help. I'm not saying you're a terrible person. I'm just saying
you need help.
It's not normal, and it's something that you should get help with. And look, I've been very open about needing help and being in the hospital. I didn't have that issue, but I had other issues that put me in the hospital for half of a year.
Right.
So if I say you need help, because a lot of times people are saying that, they're saying it to insult the other person.
Oh, yeah. No, that's not what we're not insulting.
That's why I've been out. I've had to have it. And I've been medicated and in the hospital for half of a year. And, with the grace of God, I was able to get the help I need and go on my life. And it was good for me. Mm-hmm. So if I say you need help, I'm not saying you need help, you disgusting human being. I'm saying that, all of us, none of us gets out of, you're in a sinful world and it affects a lot of things and you need help with that particular area. Okay, so if we pull back from that, I felt like the song was about 3 minutes too long.
Oh, I
didn't like the slow, but you like the slow little build-up.
Yeah, honey, I'm sorry, but my back is hurting so bad and you keep twisting my chair.
Okay.
No, there was the middle there. It was a bit too long. Like, you're just going on and on.
Yeah.
We both looked at each other.
Yeah, well, initially you said you liked it. The
beginning, I was fine at the beginning. Well, yeah, no, it was breathing. You could hear the breathing.
Yeah, I figured that's what it was. I was like, I bet you anything it's the breathing. It makes her feel like,
Like, oh boy, this is going to be good. I couldn't wait to get into the song. And then I saw the thing. It was called Slow, Deep, and Hard. I'm like, this is going to be a really good one. That's the album. But then it was like, in the beginning, I was like, okay.
Is there a difference between women and fire? That's a good line. One burns the spirit, the other burns the flesh.
Yep.
That's actually true.
Remember that thing you said when you were a little kid?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the first time I saw snow. I was straight from the white sands of Jamaica. And I was like, wow, snow. My mom was like, yeah, go play. I went outside. My older brother was talking about snow angels or something. So I went outside in shorts and a t-shirt. Of course, my mom let me. And fell into the snow and started making snow angels.
Why did she let you? She figured you'd learn?
She probably, she was a very big life. Life will teach you the lessons you need. So, of course, I'm in the snow making the snow angel, and all of a sudden I was like, ah! My hands felt like they were on fire.
What did she say?
I ran it. She said, what, dear?
Oh my God!
What to go on?
What to go on?
She had this look like, And my stepdad was like, oh, come here, little Vin here. And he had warm water. He didn't have hot water.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like, all right, put your hand there. I was crying. Ah! And I said, Mommy, the snow is like a woman. I still have my little accent,
You did?
Yeah, I said, Mommy, the snow is like a woman. She said, oh, what you mean, little Vin? I said, it's pretty, but it hurts you. 4 years old.
How could you have even known that?
I have no idea. I remember it clear as day. But 4 years old.
I wonder what she thought when you said that.
I think she said something about my dad or something like that, but my father never said anything like that.
Oh, she thought that came from your father?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just remember, being in the snow and and I remember that line. And it was like somebody was talking to me like, see, this is like a woman. Dead ass serious. Like it was like somebody was there telling me that. Like, and it wasn't like this big thing. It was like, yeah, that's how it's like a woman. 4 years old. True story. And I ran inside the house. And,
how do you feel about that? Like, I mean...
What do you mean, how do I feel about it?
Well, I can see how it's true, but at the same time, I can see how it's portraying women in a negative way.
I didn't feel. I went through a period where I was a misogynist. You know that because I talked to you about it.
Yeah.
But so I know what misogyny feels like.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel like that as a kid. I just felt like it was just a fact of life. That just because she's pretty doesn't mean necessarily she's not going to hurt you. But of course, they will hurt you, which is true because any sinful person, when they interact with another sinful person, is going to hurt each other. Mm-hmm. You know, and I think with a very beautiful woman, it's like this tendency to kind of like delude yourself into thinking that that's not going to happen just because she's pretty. And so it was this kind of thing that came to me and just said, this is how this is. Be prepared. And it didn't take very long till, you know, whatever. So, yeah, it was definitely a weird moment. And the more and more I think about it, the more like supernatural the moment actually was.
So you think it was God?
I don't know what it was.
How dare he say something like that about us?
I don't know what it was. I'm not saying it was, not everything supernatural is good. It was just, that was sort of it was just, it's very, very hard to explain. But there are a lot of times when like certain phrases will just pop into my mind.
Yep. Oh yeah.
About people, about a situation or whatever, and it's absolutely true.
Yep.
So, I don't know.
Yep.
But my mom was definitely like, that was definitely a strange moment. I remember, and at the time, I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but I remember her talking about that situation for years. She thought it was like the most amazing thing that I said that.
That's pretty significant
for a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
And I didn't say like a girl, I said like a woman. So I don't know. But, so, of course, this whole situation kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah, oh yeah, when that part came up, I was like...
I think it's a... Part of me feels like he went to that crazy level at the bottom half of the song because I don't think men are allowed to feel the pain of a breakup and be in a position of weakness if a girl hurts you.
You should go listen to that song.
So everybody hurts, yeah. But it's different. Like it's like this in the hood. Like if one of your homies dies or gets shot, you're allowed to cry. Mm-hmm. So like does Tupac, Big, all of them talked about crying when their friends die. But if a girl breaks up with you, you're not allowed to cry or feel, you know, any pain at all. You're just supposed to just move on and like nothing happened and whatever. If your homies die, you can cry, but if a girl breaks up with you, forget it. So you're not allowed to really feel like that, to like feel pain and feel, you know, wounded or hurt by it. You're just supposed to go on.
Bottle it and keep moving.
Yeah, so this is like, I feel like some of this is like him not being able to just stay in the pain and be in pain. He's got to add some extra, you know, flourish to it that reasserts his dominance because she hurt him so bad and he resents himself probably for, you know, whimpering, you know, so.
Jeez. Yeah, I guess you're probably right.
So Big had a song about a girl cheating on him. He's like, no, I'm just damn sitting in my room, pissing jump, listening to stylistic tunes from the OJs, think about the old days. And then he says, my man be like, fuck that bitch, go play. Baller, if she beeps you, don't call her. See what I'm saying? It's like, he's sitting there like he's grieving over it, which is healthy. He's listening to sad music, which is healthy to some degree. But his boys come over and say, fuck her, go play, let's go find some other girl. If she beep you, don't call her. Mm-hmm. You know, like that. So like, that's my culture. That's how I came up, and that's how I was socialized. So I don't know what metal culture was in the 90s. Like if you were allowed to just be in the moment of weakness and feel sad that you don't have the relationship anymore. I don't know if they were allowed to do that and just leave it at that without, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, the end of the song basically is they go to a club and they find other girls.
Oh, here?
No. In the song with Biggie.
Like, I never saw.
Yeah, so there's a breakup. He feels sad. He's in his room and his boys say, "Forget her. We'll baller. She beep you. Don't call her." And then at the end of he you know, let's go to the club because we're gonna find some girls and we're gonna fuck these girls. You know, so it's like again, it's it's the same template pretty much as this. It's the breakup, I feel pain, sexual conquest. This song. Same thing with Biggie. Breakup, I feel pain, sexual conquest. And then obviously with the Biggie one, there was no rape involved, but it was still, you know.
Yeah.
And the language used for sexuality in the song was violent.
In the Biggie one?
Yeah. It was violent. It wasn't like, we're going to make love to these girls. It was a violent way of talking about having sex with a girl. So I just think that it's probably, if you analyze songs from like the early 2000s and the 90s that deal with breakups from men, it's probably the same exact template. You broke up with me, I feel bad, sexual conquest probably. So.
I don't like that.
I don't know. So.
That's scary.
Well, yeah, but I think, but this is what I say about like certain ideas of what a man is harmful to both men and women. Like, why can't we just grieve over the breakup?
Yeah.
Just be sad that the breakup happened.
Yeah.
But she's in a position of power because she broke up with you. So you got to find some way to regain that masculinity or that power that you lost because this person had the power to put you in this situation. See what I'm saying?
Oh no, I see what you're saying. It's just disturbing to me. Like, probably it's disturbing because, like, I think of like different people around me, and I think, actually, that person probably feels like that when something like that happens. You know, like some people are, you're like, they're probably inclined to do something like that if they were able to. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Given the opportunity.
For sure. For sure. But at the same time, it's like it's talking about, you know, the pain you feel and it's interesting because, you know, is sex worth the price of certain death?
Yeah. You know what was weird about it? Is it's a very extreme reaction if you're only saying that, like, because he says, is it worth the price of, is sex worth the price of certain death? You would have thought he would have said, is love worth the price?
Right.
Because of the way he's reacting.
Right.
Like, I would have thought, like, he deeply loved this woman.
Right.
But then
That's
what
a good
he's
point.
saying at the end of the song is
point.
like, no, I don't think he deeply loved this woman. Because if you deeply love somebody, why would you ever want to say something like this about them?
Well, I think, I'm not sure that he didn't really deeply love her, but I know as a guy, when a breakup happens, what happens is that you just reduce the entire relationship to sex. Oh, I was just about that anyway. I wasn't really...
Oh,
See what I'm
really?
saying? Oh, yeah, it happens all the time. Oh, man, how you doing? Oh, I was just about to, you know.
Really?
Oh, yeah, that's very common. Very common. That's all you heard in high school anytime there was a girl that broke up with a dude. Oh, I was just about that. And half the time, they weren't even, they didn't even get there. Lying ass. Booger, you lied, my guy. Tell the truth, fam. That girl was... I know for a fact that girl... Anyway. All right. Lying ass. But yeah. So, he's reducing the relationship to that, but I'm not convinced that that's because of how emotional he is, that's not what it was about.
Yeah.
But he's got to say that in order to maintain his, you know, the I don't care attitude or whatever.
Wow. Well, but he said... Right, stop. Don't let her flames consume your heart.
Right. Right.
So he does have stuff in there, like, and then when he had said, one burns the spirit, the other burns the flesh.
Well, yeah, that means that she hurt his soul, his spirit.
She hurt something deeper than just his body, not just the. It wasn't just about sex.
Yeah, but he's capturing the conundrum that a lot of young men go through. Because you can't just come out and say that. You've got to, and you know, maybe somebody else can comment in here. But I mean, I'm just going from my experiences growing up as a teenager. You know, that's how we were. You know, it got to the point where I wouldn't even put myself in a situation where that would be an issue. I just made it very clear, like, this is what we're doing. This is why I'm with you. Blah blah blah. And you know, except for that. You know, so, but my other friend, yeah, I told you all the time, I had this one friend who was always like wearing his heart on his sleeve and all that. I had one friend that when he got broken up with, he would cry. It wouldn't be about that. He would tell you, like, that's, you know. And we would all be like, what's wrong with you, man? Like, we're all trying to, like, push him back into misogyny. He's like, oh, I want a relationship, blah, blah, blah. And it's funny because now I'm, like, the married guy, and he's out, you know, planting seeds all over the place now, so.
Oh, you know where he is?
No, but the last time I met with him, he had, like, 5 girls in his, you know, whatever, in his harem, you know.
Gosh. Okay.
Well, he was doing music in New York. I mean, that'll get you there for sure. And he could sing. He could sing his ass off. But anyway, it's just really interesting stuff. Yeah. Yeah, interesting stuff. What do you give the song?
I'm not rating this.
Whoa, it's that deep to you, huh? All right. I'll abstain out of respect for my lady.
I mean, you know, you can give it a rating. I'm just.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 6.5 for me. Like I said, obviously don't like that portion of it, but as a dude, you know, I see the mentality where it came from. I'm grateful that there's never going to be another, like, major mainstream band that can put something out like this.
Yeah.
They're going to have to find more creative ways to express their, you know, pain. And I'm grateful for that. Especially being a guy with 2 daughters and 3 sons. You know?
Our sons ever said something like this? Or some dude ever said this about our daughters? Tell you what.
Yeah. Yeah. But at the same time, if my sons were listening to something like this, you know, we would sit down and have a conversation.
If they were listening to it, I'd have a conversation. If they wrote it, I'd slap them, then have the conversation.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't slap them.
I probably would. And I'm not a slapper like that.
No, you're not. But I understand. But would that make them more or less likely to talk to you?
Then they wouldn't end up talking to me. They'd go talk to you. But then you'd be sitting there. You wouldn't slap them, so then you'd have that opportunity. Somebody would slap them.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Vin Al.
Sorry, Al.
Gone.